damp outside, and we're going to take another little walk and another little talk, because I thought that worked real well yesterday, and I thought you'd like to enjoy another walk with me as I share my thoughts with you. Yesterday we talked about how important it is to help leaders, to help people in your group, I should say, by understanding that they don't have the same skill level that you do. I wanted to make sure you understood that was where I was coming from on that one. Because, think about it, a skill level, if you were to take somebody brand new off the street and tell them, okay, here we are, we're in a construction site, all you have to do is hammer this nail into this board. Would he do it correctly? Would he do it the way you want him to do it when he hasn't really been given the skills? Very likely not. I know for a fact in the building industry that many people have to go through quite a long process of understanding the specific skills that go along with building a structure of any kind, whether you were talking a house, a large building, or anything. I heard it said one time by Tom Big Al Schreider that when you want to have people building a bridge, they better have the experience and they better have the know-how, because what would happen if it was not done correctly? A lot of people might be in trouble, might be injured. Same thing goes with anything in life. Specifically, definitely goes with building a business of any kind. But in specific, I'm sorry, I'm kind of getting my thoughts ahead of me. In particular, network marketing. Network marketing is a very, very emotional business. And, you know, we're talking about a person's life here. They're not, I did a post earlier today about not wanting to treat people like they're deadwood. Now, what is deadwood? Deadwood is things that is little bits of wood you find usually on a shore, very likely ocean or a lake shore, and it's pieces of wood that have broken off from either a tree or a large bush, and it has become brittle and dead and dry, and it no longer has any life in it, and it's very, very easy to burn. Now, do we really want to think of people that way? No. Come on, let's get real here. We're thinking about people with emotions and needs, and we can't put our own needs in front of that. I know it's easy to do that because everybody needs money. But it's not just about that. Yes, you could get people involved just by offering them a chance to make money, but I can promise you it won't stay that way. You won't really get into who they are and what their needs are unless you choose to do that. Unless you take the time to find out who they are and who they really, and what they really are inside and what they want to accomplish in their life. And it rarely is just about money. It's usually about something much deeper, like their family, like the dreams they had sometime. Maybe they even lost that dream, and it took a while for them to start to believe they could have that again. So knowing this, that we're talking about a very emotional issue here, a person's life, a person's dreams, we can't take that lightly. We can't. We have to be willing to put aside our own personal agendas of making money, achieving a certain level, whatever it might be. And we need to be willing to try to see things through their eyes. Their eyes. Because they're not going to see things exactly the way you do. So when you start to do that, let me tell you, it does free up a lot of things. And you can be absolutely assured that the problem you have about being able to solve your money issues, that gets solved. It does. Because when you come from your personal heart and you actually try to get into what's important to them, and then you do that by asking questions and actually finding out about them, taking the time to actually be present with what their needs are. And money is only the surface issue. It's not usually the whole issue. A lot of the time it has to do with somebody that has, maybe it's a woman that has small children at home and she hates the idea of having to leave them. And with a daycare provider, missing out on all of the important things in their lives. I can totally relate to that. I actually had to work most of my life away from my home before I found this. And so I can totally relate to someone that has that pain and wants to solve it. Now that's a totally different issue than saying, join my opportunity, blah, 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 blah. You know, you can do all the hype in the world, and you won't get very far. And you come across as a pushy salesman, and very often you come across as somebody that's not very attractive, because you're really about your own agenda there. It's about your own need to solve your personal problems. So, to get past that, what can you do today to help someone else? Maybe it's just to listen. Maybe it's just to believe in somebody else. Maybe it's to take a little more time and intensely try to find out who they really are, what their dreams are, what they want to accomplish in their life, what they lost, where they've been. Most of those things are very important to them. They may not be to you, but they're very important to them. So, you know, this is a little bit rambly today. I'm sorry if that feels like that's what it was. But I wanted you to understand where I'm coming from. Because if you don't find out who that person is, and you can't do that with emails, I'm sorry, but it really takes absolute personal contact. It takes being able to be on the phone. Yes, and that's a skill level as well. So getting back to the builder's skill level analogy that we used earlier, wouldn't it make sense to you